Hello, my name is Tylluan. I'm a solitary pagan witch. I'm an author and the founder of the Wolf and Howl Press. Today's little chat is about first spells. What do we say? What do we do? And it's in response to somebody who sent me a message and asked this question. How exactly do I start? It's a good question. And for a lot of people they say, go to so-and-so's spell book. And I say, no, please don't do it that way. The way to learn about casting spells is to create your own. All right? All spells at their heart are either saying please or thank you. Please get me this job. Please stop the cat chasing the canary or something. Please give me this. Please stop that. So it's either a please or it's a thank you. Thank you so much for letting me get this job. Oh, I'm over the moon. You know, that sort of thing. So when you begin, start thinking to yourself, what sort of spell have I really want to create? Am I after something? Do I want something? Or am I just saying, oh, I want to say thank you, to, we'll come to that in a minute, to whom. I want to say thank you for giving me such a wonderful family, giving me such great friends, what have you. Now, once you've decided what you want to do, there's no really a different method. How do you go about thanking somebody? How do you go about asking someone for a favour? Well, first of all, you've got to decide who it is you're going to ask. Now, you can ask your gods. You can ask someone who is a priest or you believe is in connection with your God. In a church, or it would be a priest in a chapel, it would be a minister. We have priests and high priestesses in certain forms of witchcraft and Wicca, but not obviously if you're a solitary. Who else might you ask? Well, the gods, you might ask a priest. Or you might even ask a higher power. You might be a little bit uncertain at the beginning and think, well, I don't know who to ask. Oh, that's all right, doesn't matter. You can say thank you to the universe. It'll do. It's not going to cause a big problem. I think we have to get out of this idea that somehow our gods are out there hiding behind a tree, waiting for us to slip up so they can come out and hit us on the head with a big stick. It doesn't work like that. Honestly, it doesn't. So, first of all, decide what it is you want. How do you want this? How do you want that? Please or thank you. Who am I going to say thank you to? Who am I going to say please to? And then what am I going to do? But there's another question. And that is, where am I going to do it? And that's quite interesting. If you're going to ask someone human, you're going to ask a high priest or whatever you've got, you go to them, don't you? If you're going to ask the vicar for something, you go and knock on the vicarage door. Fine. If you're working on your own, there is nobody else to ask. So that little bit is out of the equation. So then you think to yourself instead, where can I ask this? Where can I ask for a favour? Where can I say thank you? Well, really the best thing is an altar of some sort. And some people set up an altar in their rooms. Some people... I used to have a lovely altar over there on my kitchen dresser until 5 years ago we had young Noah who systematically took it down. And bits got broken. And I never did it again. So now I tend to work with the idea of a portable altar. I do have one out in the garden, but when the weather's bad like today, no, I'm not going out there. You can have it. It's a beautiful big tree stump I've got. I use that. There is nothing stopping you having a portable altar on a tray. It's nice and small. You can control what you've got on it. You don't need a lot. All right? You do not need to go casting circles and things. Some people do. Some people do it every time. Some people do it for certain circumstances. I might do it protectively if it's something like psychic self-defense, where you're dealing with something unpleasant in an area which you know is hostile to you. But that's not what we're being asked here. We're asking for first spells, and I would not recommend that as a first spell. So, supposing you just want to say thank you to the universe. It's a nice simple spell, and we can cover a lot of things that you'll find useful. So we have a portable spell. What are we going to put on the tray? Well, You can put something that has something to do with the intention, because when you're starting out, it's very hard to just think about your intention. Often you need something to focus on. No problem. You could put a picture of your family. If you were saying thank you for your family, for example, put a picture of it. If you're saying thank you for the job you've just landed, well, it could be anything you could put there. You could put the letter giving you the job, or print out the email giving you the job, or something to do with the job. Anything like that. Anything that helps you focus on what it is you're saying thank you. Because often when we start off, we get very, very distracted. You know, we have the attention span of a goldfish. And it gets very tricky. So that's a start. You do not have to have things like something to symbolise north, south, east and west. There's no need, because you're not casting a circle. You don't have to use the elements. You can if you want. And if you do, I would recommend doing something for each one. So north is connected with the earth, east is connected with the air, west with water. That's an easy one to remember, because it's west with a W and water with a W. And the south is connected with fire. And I would recommend you do all four, simply for the sake of balance. It just makes you feel a little more grounded. But if you don't want to do that, you really haven't got the time, well, put something there like a stone. I'm not saying put a crystal, lovely though they are, but a simple stone, whop, you know, nice big pebble. Because it's heavy, it grounds you. That's fine. And then I would say, okay, I would have something like a flame. Why? Not because the south is connected with fire, but because traditionally, in the ancient world, a lot of magic, a lot of invocations to the gods, a lot of ritual work was done at the hearth. Now, if you have a nice hearth you can use, that's great, you know. Use the fireplace. Put everything in the fireplace and use that. It's a great place to put it. And you know you're linking back to a very ancient tradition. But if you can't, you know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've known people who've used doll's house furniture with a lovely old-fashioned fireplace in it. And they've put that on the tray, and that's their hearth. And why not? I mean, for heaven's sake, we're witches. We're trying to cast a spell. We're trying to perform magic. We're trying to bend the laws of chance. Well, who's to say that that wouldn't help you? I mean, if you can't get a model of a fireplace, cut out a picture of one. Print one out from the internet or something. Picture of or use a photograph. And use that to focus on. That's your hearth. And of course, you can always actually make it real by saying, here I am at the hearth. How do you begin? What do I say? What do I do? Okay, what do you want? I'm going to say thank you to the universe. Well, get everything together. And if it's your first time, it didn't help to say, this candle represents the hearth. I will light it now and bring the flame of enlightenment into my magical spell or into my ritual. There you go. That's that bit done. If you have a picture of a fireplace, keep it well away from the candle, for heaven's sake. You could do something like, this is my hearth, this is my sacred hearth. This is my sacred hearth where I am going to offer up my thanks to the universe or to whichever God it is you want to contact. And I ask that my God or the gods or the universe be present at this invocation, at this ritual of thanks, at my spell. I ask that it be present. And then it is really a matter, well, your stone, you can just leave your stone there, he's not going anywhere as far as we know. But again, you know, you could do something with the stone. You could make your stone your hearth by painting a picture on it or sticking your picture onto a stone. Solve two problems at once. And your stone, well, you could sort of say, well, you know, this stone represents my focal point, my centre. And I am here today and I have come to offer thanks. Because thanks are always the hardest ones to do, to offer thanks for all the good things I have, for my family, in my case for Mr. Penry, for my children, for my grandchildren, for my duties, That's my dogs. For my work, for the people I get to know. I offer thanks for all of them. And I wish never to forget how lucky I am. I wish never to forget the good things in my life. That's important, actually, I think. And I send my blessings out into the universe, into the cosmos, if it sounds better, and literally just take it from the heart with both hands, blow it, and let it go. And then you finish. How do you finish? Some people finish with, so mote it be, as I wish, so mote it be. That's a very popular one. Some people will just say amen. So be it. Fiat is another one, F-I-A-T. So be it, let it be done. And that's it. That's it, that's all of it. And I'm going to sneeze, hold on. How can I get to the end of something solemn like that and sneeze? Does it matter? No. If something like that happens to you, by the way, please don't panic. Don't feel you have to start again. It's awful if you do. Don't panic, relax. The more relaxed you are, the easier it gets. And I hope that's a start. And if you have any more questions, please let me know, because I can always do another video on it. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye.